It's a shameful part of Illinois' past, dirty secrets hidden in real estate deeds.
I-Team reporter Doug Wolfe tonight investigates the use of racially restrictive real estate documents that kept minorities from buying property in white neighborhoods that are still in county records today.
Quiet, peaceful, residential neighborhoods, hiding dirty secrets of a racist past.
Can't sell or lease.
Unless they're white.
Correct.
Real estate deeds and other documents with restrictions prohibiting the sale of property to anyone who was black, Asian, foreign, or Jewish, known as racial covenants, a legally binding remnant of days long ago that still exists in some official documents in 2021.
It's not just Champaign County, this is an everywhere problem.
With the help of county recorders in Macon, Champaign, and Sangamon counties, we found restrictive racial covenants buried, hidden away in county records dating back 70 years, dirty deeds and real estate records. Although no longer legally enforceable, they are evidence of Central Illinois' racist past, when bankers, real estate agents, lawyers, and the government actively sought to benefit white property owners at the expense of all others, mostly black people. June Chappelle's family moved from the South to Springfield, the one-time home of Abraham Lincoln, looking for a better life and better housing.
When they got there, they were, met with the shock of another form of racism.
That other form of racism is known as redlining. Maps of cities were drawn showing 4 different colors: green for the low-risk white neighborhoods and red for what were considered high-risk minority neighborhoods.
They literally took a red pencil and drew it around black neighborhoods, and then they could rationalize charging higher prices.
If there was a neighborhood that they deemed to be black or bad, it was usually colored in red, which is where the term redlining came from.
Loans, higher interest rates to be in black neighborhoods.
We found, using internet searches, redlining maps from the 1930s for both Sangamon and Macon counties. Our investigation has found the racial covenants were fairly common throughout Central Illinois. Many of those covenants are still in existence today. And how did they become so common? Well, blame the federal government.
Beginning in '34, the government certainly plays a major role.
Our research discovered this 1938 government underwriting manual, which called restrictive covenants more effective than zoning, warning of what it called infiltration of inharmonious racial groups. We met with Champaign County Recorder Mike Ingram.
You're the first to come in since I've been here to ask about this particular issue.
Mike went through old, long-forgotten Champaign County records for us to find properties with racial restrictions.
You look at the plat books that have a lot of things from especially in the 40s, and yeah, you're gonna see it a lot. Specifically says cannot be sold or leased to anyone not of the Caucasian race.
In Macon County, not only were there restrictions on the living, we found this cemetery had restrictions on the dead. At one time, only whites could be buried here. In 1926, the United States Supreme Court ruled racially restrictive real estate contracts were lawful, allowing the real estate industry, banks, and lawyers to discriminate in neighborhoods across the country. In 1948, the Supreme Court ruled the covenants were illegal, but that did not stop the restrictions from being placed into real estate paperwork.
The Supreme Court ruled against it. That did not stop places and people from still continuing to do it and trying to maintain the ones that they already had on the books.
There's always a morphine and a transformation into a newer form of racial oppression.
Sundiata Kaita Jua teaches African American Studies and U.S. History at the University of Illinois. Growing up in Decatur, he found discrimination extended beyond redlining.
I was 12 in '65, and we still had to go to the balcony at the Lincoln Theater in Decatur.
At the Rogers Theater in Decatur, he couldn't even get in the door.
We can't sell you a ticket, and I didn't comprehend. I'm that young, right? They said, no, we won't let black people in.
The distrust whites had for blacks even carried into this century.
When we moved here in 2001, some of our neighbors would come and peek in the window to see if we, were we gonna keep the house up. We're gonna let it, lower the property values.
as a product of redlining as well. It was something that I didn't think a lot about as a kid, but I never saw white people in our neighborhood unless they were teachers.
Dirty deeds hiding dirty little secrets. For the I-Team in Champaign, Doug Wolfe, WAND News.
Interesting. While many racial covenants are still on the books, there is a move underway to help property owners remove them. That story tomorrow night right here on WAND News at 10.